In this video, I'm going to tell you about the 5 things I wish I knew before buying my first e-mountain bike. Whoa! All right, e-mountain biking is kind of taking over the world. It's the majority of revenue now in Europe, and it's really the fastest growing part in the US and in many parts of the world. And maybe this video will help you decide whether e-mountain biking is right for you, and there won't be any surprises along the way as you go through this journey. So the first thing I wish people told me is that it's still a workout, and it's a full body workout. What do I mean? So a lot of people are concerned about going into e-biking because they said, oh, I still want to keep in shape. I still want to work out. Well, guess what? It is a workout because all these bikes, all these e-mountain bikes are assist only. They only work when you work. And the assist is variable from about 10% to 400%. So the world is your oyster. The choice is up to you. Mind you, a lot of people can't deal with choice. They just they just take the comfy couch given the choice. But if you're a motivated person, you can keep in shape. Basically, I've been majority e-biking for 5 years, and I'm in better shape now than ever before. And it's because I ride a lot more, and I always mind, what kind of assist level I am. I only go on the super assist levels on my days off, so to speak. The other surprise is it's a full body workout. These bikes are heavier and they are going to work your body. Mountain biking really just works most of your legs, and these things, they will work your arms, your shoulders, your chest, everything. And so when you first get on an e-mountain bike, you might not enjoy it, might give you a beating. It's because you have to develop your musculature and your style so that you can handle the weight of an e-bike. How much weight are we talking about? So basically, this is my son's weight set right here for demonstration because it has configurable weight. This is 50 pounds. So most e-bikes are 50 pounds. Usually 55 pounds if you don't go for the top model. And I can barely lift it. So it is, the slower you're going, the more you're gonna feel this weight. Meaning as you are moving it around in the garage, putting it in your truck, you'll feel that 55 pounds. Where it really affects you is the downhill. The motor helps you in the uphill. 5,000 foot climb, it feels like 2,000 or maybe 1,500 on your legs. That's how much work you're gonna do. But on the downhill, you're gonna do 6,000 feet worth of effort on it because the motor does not help you at all, 0. And it will actually hurt you because this weight, so the additional weight is 20 pounds. So motor and battery is 20 pounds right here. This thing, imagine this in your backpack or imagine this in your frame. This will basically an anchor that will slow you and will develop shock and transmit it to your body. So this is something you have to deal with and you have to get used to. And so after about 10 rides on your e-mountain bike, you're gonna develop, a upper body. I never work out, but not too bad because I have to move these things around. So luckily there is a middle ground. Yeah, this is a full powered e-bike. The majority of e-bikes today, there is a mid-powered bike. So what mid-powered bikes do is they put a smaller motor and a smaller battery. Instead of 20 pounds, you're adding 10 pounds of weight. So it's not as bad as the 20. The second revelation I wish folks told me about is that components wear out faster, much faster than on normal bikes. Also, the bikes break and you can't fix it. All the components are really made for mountain bikes, traditional analog pedal bikes, especially the drivetrain. They're not made for 800 watts of power that, we will put these bikes through. The chain wears out faster, the cassette wears out faster, in the chain ring. So maintenance, lubing the chain, keeping it clean is absolutely critical. So I've gotten to the routine of really cleaning and lubing my chain every ride. That's really the only way if you're into the long rides. The other thing is your suspension. Most of you guys don't work on your suspension, right? Maybe when you buy a new bike, but you will go through like 3,000 miles on this bike pretty quickly, and those 3,000 miles are a lot harder on the suspension. Why? Because of what we talked about earlier, the extra 20 pounds. This beats up your suspension, pounds it to the ground, uses up your brakes every time you hit the corner and whatnot. So everything here is really affected by the extra weight and also a lot more riding that you're gonna do. I used to climb 1,500 feet every ride. Now I climbed 3,500 feet. So amped up, and I do 6 days a week. So it's a lot more stress on the equipment. The other part of it, which I alluded to, is you have to realize, I wish someone told me that these bikes break. And when they break, you can't fix them. So in my group of about 20, 30, 5 of them have broken bikes right now. And, and most of them have broken it before, and you cannot fix it. Your expert friend who's good at fixing bikes, they can't fix it. Even if you're a home mechanic, you need to be in a first name relationship with a good bike shop in your area. Not every bike shop is good with e-bikes, and you need to really have a second bike so you're not down for extended periods of time. The third realization, and it's a good thing for you holdouts out there, is that you have to learn that you can ride a lot more. On your days off, they don't have to be days off. Your rest day, you could get on the bike and go for 20 miles with less effort, more assist. So you can ride a lot more, you can go farther. You don't even have to use your car. You can just go from your doorstep and do that commute, that horrible commute on your Minions and Asagais. It's fine, no big deal. So you could definitely do that when it's 110 degrees outside and humid. You could go. You create your own wind. You just carry extra water. When it's super cold, just carry extra jacket. So you can ride a lot more. The other part of it is you could ride with a lot more people. And this is the cool part you might not realize, is that now you can ride with your spouse. Notice I didn't say wife or husband. You can ride with your spouse who's been meaning to ride. Now you can ride at the same pace. You could ride with your kid who's 12, or your dad who's slowing down. And these rides don't have to be compromise rides or relationship rides. They can be fun rides because both of you guys can do 3,000 feet of climbing and descending at the same pace. Mind you, you just have to make sure the person you're riding with is ready for the downhill. That's the only danger here, is you get up a very steep climb and you don't know how to descend that part. But I have the next surprise for you, which will be helpful as well. The number 4 surprise, which alludes to the descending ability, is with e-mountain bikes, you can learn how to mountain bike a lot better and a lot faster than normal pedal bikes. This might be controversial, but hear me out here because this will make a lot of sense. I have a rider who just started riding bikes, not even e-mountain bikes 6 months ago. And he is now at a level of a rider who's been riding 3 years, maybe more. And he has developed so much. I'm so impressed. He's riding with me on the cool trails of Santa Cruz in 6 months. And why is that? It's because you ride more, you have a lot more repetition, especially if you're open to lessons and whatnot, and you could use the proper gear. Most of us now ride flat pedals. Flat pedals are great for learning. You have a greater margin for error, and you learn how to control the bike like you should. You're not pulling up on your bike. You're using physics to control your bike. Add to that, you can use your asagais, you can use you can overshock yourself. You can be 160, 170, 170 travel. You can use a full face, knee pads every ride. So now you don't have to really compromise on weight and rolling resistance. Just so you can go a little farther, the bike will take you far. So now you optimize for your protection and grip and safety. So you can learn, you can go outside of your learning envelope a little more than on an analog pedal bike. And finally, the final surprise is that e-bikes are not welcome everywhere. They're welcome in some places. I live here in the Bay Area, Santa Cruz. We're doing pretty good now. Santa Clara County Parks legalized 5 years ago. No bad experiences. East Bay Parks legalized a month ago. So it's opening up, but they're not legal everywhere. So, and it's gonna happen region by region. Places that are cross-country strongholds like Colorado, Bend, Oregon, East Coast, they're gonna be late to the party. They have people who think they rule the world with cross-country, and they don't want anyone who's undeserving to use their trails. Kind of like hikers. You know, hikers, when bikers first came out, they said, no way, all of you out. The new people always have to earn their right, fight for their right to use the trail. So that's kind of what's happening. And so be active in your local organizations, use cases. We'll have links in the description to Santa Clara County parks. They're being used all over the country. As an example, Bentonville, Arkansas, everything is e-bike legal. And they're developing a lot of case studies on how it helps the humanity, how it helps the economy. So there's so many use cases for it. But be active, fight for your right to have legal access to trails. The other side of it is, even when it's legal, you're not necessarily welcome. You know, over here in Santa Cruz, just 2-3 years ago, you know, every ride I get some sneers, some insults, some comments, some, you know, cheater, get out of here with your motorcycle. You know, so all these are insults that are, you know, just used by the incumbent to not share trails. And so what I'm going to say to that is just approach it with two things. Approach it with positivity, meaning a lot of times I go, hey, yeah, I'm cheating life, my friend. You know, they mirror what you say to them. You know, so if you say hate, they hate back. In fact, what I always do is I always say hi first before I pass them. Hey, buddy, great day, huh? Mind if I pass? And then by the time they see me on an e-bike, they're all like, oh, I already talked to him, you know? So pretty cool. And the other side of it is have thick skin. If you are, you know, a sensitive person, maybe e-biking is not for you, especially if your area is not welcoming to it right now. But it's treat it like hikers, basically. You know, not all hikers are gonna say hi to you. Some of these hikers are gonna hate you. Don't let it ruin your day. You just go about your day, you know, do your greeting. You know, don't win that argument or that insult war with them, because we're gonna lose the battle as mountain bikers or as e-bikers. So it really is up to you to just, you know, just like mountain biking, be kind of the beacon of positivity to allow this category to grow, because it will. You know, and all these problems that I present, you know, hopefully every year they're gonna evolve and develop, and maybe new problems will exist. But it's an exciting world, because I can't stress this enough. If you're thinking about it, give it a try and get on it sooner rather than later, so you know if it's right for you. Thanks a ton.